Dear student, today we'll focus mainly on the electric motor. You know, electric motor is of course simple, but you have to understand. But I will give you some simple idea by which you can understand the motor very easily. First of all, the basic idea about this motor we have to understand that actually that video I have done in the previous day. So if you want to see the video, then go to the corner I button and click there. You can watch the previous video. Actually, what is the basic idea? Basic idea is that when current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, then force will be applied on the conductor. So here the same thing is happening. That is the principle. What is the principle of electric motor? That is the principle of electric motor. Now what is happening here? So you can see there is a cell. Combination of cell means battery. So the circuit is driven by the battery, and you can see the simple circuit from X to A to B to C, D, Y, and then come to the negative terminal of the cell battery. And you can see here one permanent magnet. Actually, these N and S, these are the two poles of the magnet. You know, magnetic monopoles does not exist, but here we have taken monopole. Actually, this is not a monopole. So if you take one horseshoe magnet, it is the two ends of the horseshoe magnet, one N and one is S. And we have placed the wire, that is the ABCD, that is called actually the armature, the frame ABCD, we have placed inside the magnetic field, that is the between the north pole and south pole. So here current is flowing through the conductor. So this is a current carrying conductor. So current carrying conductor behaves as a magnet. We know that is the virtual magnet, and we have used here one permanent magnet, that is the real magnet. So there is an interaction in between the real magnet and the virtual magnet, and that's why you can see here this real magnet is in a setup that cannot move. So which can move? So this one can move. So due to this interaction between the real magnet and the virtual magnet, that is the current carrying wire, it can move. In which direction it will move, we'll get the direction according to the Fleming's left hand rule. So you know about the Fleming's left hand rule. So what is happening here? Now first go to the construction of the motor. So here X, this is X, this is Y. So these X and Y are known as the brushes. Actually these brushes are made up of carbon. You know, carbon is a non-metal, and carbon has some property, interesting property. Though it is a non-metal, but it can conduct electricity, and of course it has the another property. It is used as lubricant. So these two property, combining these two property, it will help us to build a motor. You can see, so these are made up of carbon. So carbon can slips over any another metal, and that's why we have used here. And here you can see the positive terminal of the battery. Current is flowing in this circuit going to X, and this X and Y that we call the brushes are the stationary, it can't move, and the current will flow in this direction, AB, then BC, then CD, and finally come to the Y, that is the second brush, and finally come to the negative terminal of the battery. And you can see here one ring is there. This ring is half ring. We have used a half ring, that is a split ring. Actually this split ring works as a commutator. What is commutator? Commutator is nothing but a apparatus which can changes the direction in a circuit, changes the direction of the current in a circuit. So here this split ring do the same work. How? So now you can see at this position, so current is flowing in the AB direction, magnetic field always in the from north to south direction. So you can see this is the magnetic field always from north to south, and here you can see current is flowing from A to B, magnetic field is N to S, and in which direction the force will be applied? Apply the Fleming left hand rule. You can take your left hand and align your three fingers, you know, left hand three fingers, the middle finger, the index finger, and the thumb. Now index finger will indicate the magnetic field, that is N to S. Align this index finger along the magnetic field and align the keeping this finger intact. Just move your hand, rotate your hand so that your middle finger will align along the direction of current. So now you can see the force will be indicated by the thumb and it will be now in the downward direction. Yes. Now if you apply the same rule, then you can see current in the CD will be C to D direction, magnetic field is N to S direction. So force will be applied here in this direction. Okay, understood. So if in the two arms, AB arms and CD arm, two forces are applied, that is anti-clockwise, so it will rotate anti-clockwise. After this rotation, after the half rotation, that means 180-degree rotation, what will happen? I have told you X and Y is stationary, but which are rotating? You know, split ring is rotating with the axle and this armature and this wire conductor. So you can see after some time the P split ring will attach with the Y brush and the Q split ring will attach with the X brush. Then what will happen? Actually the CD will come to AB position, AB will go to CD position, is not it? So just remember, in the AB previous, before the 180-degree rotation, the current is flowing in the AB, that is A to B, and current is flowing in the CD arm, that is C to D. But when the CD will come to the AB position, the current automatically reverses due to the split ring. Okay, so CD when come to AB, current will not flow from C to D. Current will automatically changes its direction and it will flow from D to C. The same thing will happen for the case of the arm AB. AB will go to the position CD. So in the first time, the previous 180-degree rotation, the current was flowing in the AB direction. So when AB will come to CD direction, the current direction also be changed, and it will be in the BA direction. So when current changes, what will happen? The force obviously will be changes, and that's why when CD will come to AB and AB will come to CD, that means previously AB was pushed down and CD was in a pushed up condition, so it also be changes. So now AB will be pushed up and CD will be pushed down. Okay, so in this way, each and every half rotation, that means after 180-degree rotation, current will reversed as well as force on the arms also be reversed. So in this way, the conductor, actually we call the whole thing, you know, this axle, in a one word we call it the armature. So armature will rotate in a particular direction. Okay, so it will not rotate in a half rotation, that is anti-clockwise, then clockwise, then anti-clockwise, then clockwise. So it will not give the effect of motor. So if motor is working perfectly, it should be rotated in a particular direction. So that direction is confirmed by the split rings, that is P and Q. Okay, understood. So this is actually split ring is used here as a commutator. Commutator changes the direction, and each and every half rotation, current direction changes as well as the forces direction will also be changed, and that's why it will keeps on moving in a particular direction and gives the effect of motor. We can read this topic so that you can understand clearly.
An electric motor is a rotating device that converts electrical energy to mechanical energy.
Okay, so what is the working principle of a motor? Dear students, don't write this sentence. An electric motor is a rotating device that converts electrical energy to mechanical energy. This is not a working principle. Working principle I have told few minutes ago.
Motor is used as an important component in electric fans, refrigerators, mixers, washing machines, computers, MP3 players, etc. Do you know how an electric motor works? An electric motor, as shown in Fig. 13.15, consists of a rectangular N coil ABCD of insulated copper wire. The coil is placed between the two poles of a magnetic field such that the arm AB and CD are perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. The ends of the coil are connected to the two halves P and Q of a split ring. The inner sides of these halves are insulated and attached to an axle. The external conducting edges of P and Q touch two conducting stationary brushes X and Y, respectively, as shown in the Fig. 13.15.
Okay, now the remaining. Now current in the coil ABCD enters from the source battery through conducting brush X and flows back to the battery through brush Y.
Notice that the current in arm AB of the coil flows from A to B. In arm CD it flows from C to D, that is, opposite to the direction of current through arm AB. On applying Fleming's left-hand rule for the direction of force on a current-carrying conductor in a magnetic field, see Fig. 13.13. We find that the force acting on arm AB pushes it downwards while the force acting on arm CD pushes it upwards. Thus the coil and the axle O, mounted free to turn about an axis, rotate anti-clockwise. At half rotation, Q makes contact with the brush X and P with brush Y. Therefore the current in the coil gets reversed and flows along the path DCBA. A device that reverses the direction of flow of current through a circuit is called a commutator. In electric motors, the split ring acts as a commutator. The reversal of current also reverses the direction of force acting on the two arms AB and CD. Thus the arm AB of the coil that was earlier pushed down is now pushed up, and the arm CD previously pushed up is now pushed down.
Okay. Which one previously pushed up, pushed down? Now it will be pushed up. So, all the things will be reversed. And one thing you can understand, very interesting of course, suppose this is a P brush, this is a Q brush. Okay. So after some time what will happen? The P will move in the direction of, in this direction and touches Y. And Q will touch X. Okay. So in the meantime one position will come when actually this in between the split ring there is a open portion, is a blank portion. So if this blank portion come to Y, then of course the remaining blank portion will come to X. So that situation will come, and in that situation no current will flow in the ABCD or CDBA, whatever may be, current will not flow in the conductor. So tell me, at that position how it will move. If the current is not flowing, then force will not be applied. If force will not be applied, then the this axle will not move, that is the armature will not move, but it is moving. Inertia, that is the inertia of motion. So when this position will come, then suppose this split ring will come to this position, that is Y position, this opening portion will come to Y position, then it will not be fixed, it will not be in a rest condition. Due to the inertia of motion, it will move, though current is not flowing, but it will move because due to the inertia of motion. And when it will move and touches with the YX or XY, then again current will flow, and when current will flow, then again it will come into effect, that is the force will applied in the conductor, and then what will happen. In this way it keeps rotating.
Therefore the coil and the axle rotate half a turn more in the same direction. The reversing of the current is repeated at each half rotation, giving rise to a continuous rotation of the coil and to the axle. The commercial motors use an electromagnet in place of permanent magnet to large number of turns of the conducting wire in the current carrying coil, and 3. A soft iron core on which the coil is wound. The soft iron core, on which the coil is wound, plus the coils, is called an armature. This enhances the power of the motor.
Okay, I think you have understood, and if you think video is helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel for next upcoming videos. Thank you.